So I got 2 years of straight L's, straight losing money, straight lessons, getting my ass kicked, and that's what you need, guys. Robert Kiyosaki says you need to fail faster, and with option trading, to be honest, guys, when you first get into it, most people think that they can just watch 1 to 3 minutes of a quick video and think that they can start option trading the next day, but to be honest, that's not what it is. The real journey and what it really looks like is literally watching hours upon hours of education, implementing it into the actual real life charts, as well as maybe even back testing. You really have to double down on education, guys, because to be honest, when I first started, I would literally throw 200 bucks in, lose that $200 the next day because I didn't understand what was going on. I didn't know about candles. I didn't understand when to enter, what volume is, how important simple things as understanding the trend line, as well as lower lows, higher highs, higher lows, all the very simple things that most people do not pay attention to when you first start, which is totally fine. So if you're first starting, I understand why when you first learn one thing, you think that's all it takes and that's how simple trading is. Maybe you learn about exponential moving averages, which is just EMAs, and you think that's all it takes. Take calls at the bounce of 9 EMA. You might think that's all as simple as it is. But to be honest, it's not. And I'm here to tell you guys the truth that for two years of straight getting L's, and as well as I was taking those L's, I was also in a Discord community that was teaching me, providing lectures, providing classes every week, and I was literally watching endless upon endless hours of everybody's videos, everybody that posted everything about anything, the podcast, literally I watched everything. So as I was literally getting my booty kicked, I was constantly watching the educational videos and using what they were telling me every day and the next day. And I was not the type of person to be like, none of this is working. You told me to buy calls when there's a hammer. No, I was not that person. I understood that trading is a lot more difficult than it seems. It's not just an easy puzzle piece, one size fits all. It's not that, guys. You need more confirmation than just a hammer on support. You need more confirmation just the EMA is uptrending and everything's... No. You need to understand market structure. You need to understand the Magnificent Seven. You need to understand volume, buyers, sellers. You need to understand many things that even sometimes I don't understand at all. Some people be hitting me with new things like fair value gaps. Some people be hitting me with new things that I don't even understand myself. But my trading strategy is real simple. But I perfected it, and I know a lot of things that I don't even use. For an example, like Bollinger Bands. VWAP, I don't necessarily use it too much, although I do have it on my chart. And there's just certain things that I don't rely on because trading takes a lot more than just those simple tools, those simple indicators. It's not as easy as 1, 2, 3. And that's coming from somebody that is running a Discord about learning about option trading so that people that are new, I'm seeing that when people first join, they maybe watch 5 to 10 minutes and they think that they can start trading the next day and start printing money. I never met a trader that has not burned their first portfolio ever because I'm coming from somebody that first started trading. I understand that you actually need to lose money first and take some L's. Like Robert Kiyosaki said, you need to fail faster. You're not failing fast enough because to be honest, when you're winning, you don't care to look back and see if you're doing anything right, what happened. But when you're taking an L, it almost frustrates you and almost gets you so annoyed that you're losing so much, what's going on. And guys, to be honest, it's very simple little things that you just need to tweak that can really up your game. And this is coming from somebody that would literally throw $100 in, lose $100 the next day. Throw $200 in, lose 200 of it the next day for a whole year. Next year, same thing. That was my second year of straight taking L's. Third year, we finally perfected our craft, found a good strategy, really successful. And the only way you can start losing on this type of strategy is if you disrespect the trade plan. It's when you tell yourself, I'm going to take calls on this very strong support of break because we just broke structure and now we're creating some higher highs on nice hammer on support on EMAs or everything's going right? And then you take that call on support and then the market starts falling down below your support. The only moment you start really losing money is when you disrespect your trade plan and you tell yourself, I'm going to hold it for another 10% L, for another negative 10% and see what it does. Maybe we can bounce at the other 21 EMA. Maybe we can bounce on the next support. No. That is where I learned my lesson and where I lost the most money is literally disrespecting a trade plan. Disrespecting my trade plan is the only way I burned through a lot of money. It is easier to cut a quick loss, a quick 7 to 10% loss, a quick 50 to 70 bucks instead of taking that $150 to $200 L. And then you're walking home and telling yourself, dang, what did I do? It's more better to create a discipline and a habit of literally cutting your L's really quick and have a lot of lessons and reasons and videos to do that. And since I'm the face of my Discord and the mentor, I have to actually practice what I preach. So when I take a trade or if I'm entering in a trade, I can't take a big L or big loss or tell them or disrespect my trade plan because they're going to look at me like, dude, what are you doing? You just told me not to do that stuff. Why are you doing it? So it puts me in a position to really make sure I understand what I'm doing And since I could re-educate and educate and understand exactly and teach visually to anybody that needs to understand it, it makes it more easier for me to even fully understand it myself. Because I see the bigger picture. And guys, to be honest, you really start losing money when you disrespect your trade plan. Seriously. That is something I wish I would have learned, and I wish somebody told me, although people always tell you that, and I always tell new members. For an example, a member named Kevin, he's actually doing really good, only watches the 5 and higher time frames. When we first started trading, most new traders would literally watch the 1 minute time frame because it's the most fastest. I mean, who wants to wait for a 5 minute close? Who wants to wait for a 15 minute close? But I learned that's so important. You actually need to wait for a 5 minute to the 15 minute to a 30 minute close. Those closes are so important, especially for the 4 hour. You need to pay attention to when the 4 hour closes. You need to pay attention to when the hourly and the 30 minutes close. You need to pay attention when the news drops at 7, 10 a.m. depending on your time zone. You need to pay attention to when these things are happening. And that's what makes you a better trader. Most people just wake up, open their phone, and start trading. They didn't create no plan. They didn't create no trend lines, no support levels from yesterday. They didn't create no resistance. They didn't create nothing. And so they just wake up and wonder why they lose. And then they lose. And then they go on about their day, come back the next day, and lose again. My trading journey was different because, yes, I would lose, except I'd be frustrated, irritated, and I knew that there was something I needed to learn because I would see people in the community that I was in was making money daily. They're consistently profitable. What was it? And so that's the difference between people when they first start trading. They think they can watch a 3-minute video of a whole hour-long video and they got it all in their head. And they're like, oh, it's easy. No, it's not that easy, guys. It takes a lot more than that. Because after you find your trading strategy, then you're fighting against yourself. Then you learn that you actually start to disrespect your trade plan. You start getting cocky. You start getting overconfidence. Today, for an example, I had a lot of patience. P-A-Y-tience. I had a lot of patience. I waited 2 hours for my first trade. Most people trade the first 30 minutes. I used to even trade the first 5 minutes. I used to try to trade the first moment the market opened. Honestly, you save your capital and find the best trade setups when you let the market do its thing. Let it come for a retest after it broke a crazy level. Yes, you may miss the drop. Yes, you may have missed the pump. But trust me, there's always a nice retest. And if there's not, well then, you just walk away for the day, or you end up doing what most traders do and force trades, chase the trend, and then you get eaten. So that's just a quick wrap up of what I've seen over these past 3 years from my 2 years of learning and then creating a Discord throughout that journey and seeing new traders mess up on very little slight things that can be corrected, as well as I let them know that, guys, it's just part of the journey. You're gonna have to take an L. You're gonna have to understand that when you take an A1 setup, sometimes the market just reacts differently and it falls, and you have to learn to take an L. You have to learn how to take a loss. You cannot just win all the time. It's not realistic, and I'm just being real with you guys. So again, sorry about the rough start. I know the video quality is a little bit I know the lighting's a little bit but I'm here to share my story, as well as teach people that want to learn the real actual foundation of option trading. Because guys, you need to learn the basics. And I say this all the time because when you first start trading on any chart, whether it's crypto, futures, stock market, Forex, you name it, there's always candlesticks. Yes, you could change it to the line graph, but candlesticks is literally defaulted when you first open it up. You know what's also defaulted when you first open up a chart? The volume. And you know what's crazy is I see many traders delete the volume. I have no idea why. They just throw out the basics and they tell me, what's the best EMA? What's the best pivotal indicator? How can I start reading the RSI? You don't even know candlesticks. You don't even know volume. The things that are literally defaulted on your chart when you first pop up the chart. And those are the most basics. So once you learn the basics, and then I recommend you learn the other things. But first you need to learn candlesticks and volume, trend lines, support and resistance levels, volume, market structures, ETFs, how Apple moves the S&P 500s, how when Microsoft, Apple, Google, Meta, Tesla, Nvidia, AMD, VIX all start pushing down, why does SPY go down? Most people are like, why did the market crash? Have you looked at Apple? Have you looked at SPY? Have you looked at Meta, Google, Tesla? They're all coming down. Are you not seeing that they're all falling? And because they're all a part of SPY, it's all falling down? There's a lot of things you need to understand first before you really try to consider yourself a day trader. But anyways, guys, that's my wrap up on it. Drop some more videos here soon. If you have not already watched the vlogs are coming out daily, as well as I will try to keep it personal with you guys to talk one-on-one.